Good morning. Welcome to Coffee Talk with Kyle and
April.
we're here in the pink section of the building. Notice the poles, they're pink.
Yep.
Pink auction ended last night. What did we find?
We found some very cool items. Actually, we're going back to the 1930s.
Wow.
So we have a few things that we wanted to cover. The first one being an egg scale. Yes.
Yeah, that was from the 30s. The egg scales were used to measure the size of the egg, small, medium, extra large, large, what have you. But they're great farm decor, or this one's still usable. It's a really neat piece in great condition for the age, which is 1930s.
You're telling me that you just take whatever size egg, you put it on the scale,
Yes.
and it tells you.
And as you can see on the graphics, it'll tell you by the weight what the size of the egg is.
Okay.
So
That is so cool.
Yeah.
This item is a tail light of a Graham Page car from, I believe, the 1930s. It's the full unit with the lens on it, and it is in very good condition for the age.
yes, that's a very unique piece, even for, once again, decor, or if you're restoring a classic automobile, which this is a true classic.
Yes. And this item sold for $128.
Wow, that was a great price.
Yes, we've looked it up online and we've seen that it's went for upwards of
Yes,
$300 just for the lens.
and this has the housing around it.
Yeah.
It's remarkable, like Kyle said, what comes in the door every week.
Yeah.
What, shockers.
It is a shocker.
It makes it interesting.
It's cool to go back in time though, especially with some of these items that some of the older generation
Right.
recognizes as part of their childhood, maybe something that they grew up
So
looking at.
let's bump up a few years to the 60s. Here's
Sure.
a Sears catalog, which, you could have in your home, maybe in your attic somewhere, and think, oh, I'm going to put this in the recycling bin. Look, what did it command last night?
$67
Right,
last night.
for this old catalog.
And yeah, there was obviously some people that knew there was value here.
Mhm.
And wow, it's
It's a great research tool, though. If you go through the catalog and you're looking at the items, you can date a lot of items that you might see here in the auction house, or items you might have in your home, and you'll know the time frame. And yeah, it's a good research tool, and it got a great price.
yeah, it's just neat to see go through this, turn the pages, look at the graphics,
Mhm.
to see
The
different things
styles
that were-
and
yeah.
last week we focused on pickups and how our crew goes out to get items. Maybe people are wondering, how else can you bring items here? Take it away, Kyle.
So we have a normal drop-off time that happens every time we are open. So you can bring your items in on Tuesday from 10 to 6, Wednesday from 10 to 4, Thursday from 10 to 4, Friday from 11 to 6, and Saturday from 9 to 2.
If you're coming in the building, you can go right to our front window, and one of our lovely service representatives will help you sign up for a number. Or you could do a lot of that online yourself. Do a little research. We have a seller tab. It gives all the information on how to sell,
Yep.
how to fill out index cards, and
It's very important for us to have you write up your items on a 3x5 index card, such as this, like this, and not something like this. Okay, there's a big difference in size. It just messes up a lot of things for our filing process if these are not done on the right size. Also, it needs to be done on one card instead of two. This person put their description on two different cards. That makes a big headache for the cataloging process. One of the things that we do request is that you are able to get your entire description on the front of the 3x5 index card. Some people that like to write storybooks, that's a little bit more difficult for them. But when you're writing items up, you really need to just get a general description of the item,
the measurements,
the
the
condition.
condition,
Yep.
the age if known, a little more background about it, but not really a
Yeah.
novel.
We don't need to know that, oh, here's a Yankee candle. We used this back when grandma was in the retirement home. And now we brought it home and we put it in our bathroom. You can use it in your kitchen if you'd like, or you can use it in your living room. We literally
That's a little too much.
we literally have this happen with sellers from time to time, where they just provide maybe different examples of the use for the item, or over and above details that are not really necessary for the item. So we just request that you make it as straightforward as possible. A nice, good description goes a long way. But
Right.
there are also pictures that go along, and our picture takers are doing the best to represent the item as well.
With multiple views of it, and our catalogers also, if someone sometimes might miss a measurement or something else that pertains to the item, they'll add to that for you. But we do request that you do a pretty concise description.
If you are a seller and you know what is asked of you as far as condition and measurements, and you are consistently missing that, there will be a charge of an extra $1 on your account. So just be aware of that. We usually try to give a fair warning to say, hey, you need to make sure you're measuring your stuff because your furniture didn't have measurements on it. We don't like to have our crew taken advantage of. Our catalogers are there to make sure to check condition and verify that the measurements are correct, but we don't want you to expect everything to be
Done by them.
done by them.
Yeah.
If you do get to that point where you're like, hey, I don't want to write any of this stuff up, then you would need to contact the office to get involved with our 50/50, where we actually take on all the responsibility for writing up the
Right.
items. Another great thing for our sellers to know is on something that just might seem common sense to you, as far as if a fan is working or a device is
Oh,
working,
exactly.
just make sure you put that on there, that it works. Otherwise, we are to assume that it's untested.
And we'll put that untested as is, and the value, the bidding might be less.
Yeah.
Where you know it works, let us know. And the same goes true if it does not work. There's a lot of handy people that will buy the items, repair them, fix them, use them for parts. So an honest, thorough description of working, not working, really will benefit everyone all the way around. Well, nice talking to you again, Kyle.
It's nice seeing you, April. Whoa, little splashy there. I think you burned my.
Ow.
Yeah.